class, I know that I forgot to turn on the recording to begin with, so I'll just go over what we did today in class so that you guys can get caught up here. Every C++ program has that. So inside that, you're going to have a bracket. A bracket is kind of like a box. What goes inside the main program is you're going to have a command. You're going to print out to your screen, hello world. So that's a command. Okay, that goes inside the bracket. That's what's in the box. Okay, it's what's inside the main program. So we have different kinds of commands. We have our input and output. Okay, we use sin for in. So there's in and sin, and in count there's out. So if you want to put something into the computer, it's input. Output to the computer, it's count. It's out. So, for example, if I want music is output, so I have to use a count command. If I want something to print, that's output, so I use a count command. Input, if I want to input information from another program, that's a sin code. All right, now you'll see that later on. I just wanted to show you there's a little distinction here. But those kind of commands is what it's this library here. It's IOStream. See, I for in and O for out. IOStream is a particular kind of library. It comes with your C++ code. You just have to reference it to use it, that's all. So we're using a count command. We want to print out, so we have to have the IOStream library. All right? So we have a compiler. We write our code. We use a compiler to turn it into machine code. So we write include IOStream. Okay, the compiler sends it to the computer that turns it into a bunch of ones and zeros. Because the computer cannot read what you type. It only says the light's on or the light's off. That's all the computer does. Isn't that funny? Everything you write is a switch is on or off. That's computer code. You write the hello world, your compiler changes it into ones and zeros. Or switches the light on or off. That's all it is. It really is. That's all your machine does. So compiling is when it changes the C++ code into machine code. And a compiler is a software program that converts what you write in C++ to ones and zeros. So in order to do that, what you do is you run a debugger. Now we'll get all that. That's lab 4, so I guess I better get in there and show you how this is done. For C++, I go into Hello World. Now what I turn on is my VC Proj, not my Hello CCP. I go into my Hello World VC Proj. Now, I explained a lot of things to the class, and this is the abbreviated version because I didn't have the recorder on, so I apologize for that. There's a lot of things we do in this class that are a little bit different. I know that some of you guys have some problems with the code. A lot of computing errors. Make sure that you're spelling things right. That's the biggest problem we have in this class, is that a lot of people don't know how to spell. Now all this I just added, so I'm going to take this out. So what do we do in Lab 3? In Lab 3, we add our main function. I move to the end of the line using my arrow keys. Now I click Enter twice. And I type in void main with my parentheses. Void main with my parentheses. Okay, see that? Now that's my main function. Now what I need is my Um, Something has to go in there. So what's my function going to consist of? What's inside my function? So inside my container here, I open my curly brackets, I enter a couple times, and I close my curly brackets. Inside there is where all my code for C++ is going to go into. So I'm going to add, what kind of a function am I going to add here? I'm going to add my count, right? My output. Here, I'm going to print text to the screen. Put in a couple of slashes. Print text to the screen. The computer doesn't read your comments. So you can make all the mistakes you want in your comments. Just don't make it in the code. Or it's not going to work. Ask me, I'll tell you all about that. I got some sad stories that you don't want to hear. So I'm going to use the count command to output hello world to the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it. So I'm going to click my starter code text here. And I'm going to copy this. Select it, and I right click copy. Got my starter code text, go back to hello TCH. Right click paste, right? So whatever I want to print out to the screen is in red. If it isn't red, it's dead. Okay? Tell if it's a mistake and it's not red. So what do I want to print out? So we're going to print out hello world. Every program has a hello world in it. I guess we got to do it too. We got to do the tradition. Inside the quotation marks is where I put my code. Do I have them right? Do I have hello world by your name? Hello world on this tab? Yep. Do I have include the IOStream library? Sure do. Do I have the include IOStream command? Yep. Do I have the instruction use the standard namespace? Yep. Do I have the commands using namespace standard? Yep. Do I have void name? Sure do. Do I have curly brackets around print text out to the screen? Sure do. And my coop commands, hello world. Alright, so let me debug this thing. See if this is going to work. Running my debugger is going to change this from run it through the compiler now to change it to machine code. So it takes a couple minutes here. Do I want to? Yes, it's out of date. Do I want to build it? Yep. So it's building it. There are build errors. So I go, okay. You know what my build error is? 2 ending curly brackets, right? So I delete the ending curly bracket that shouldn't be there, and I'll run it again. Make sure it all reads right. So I check it against my code. Yep. Let me debug it again. So even this Hadley makes mistakes, right? So I click yes, and run my code again. Now see, it just flashed that black box, so everything's fine. So, you know, there's lots of reasons that you can have a bug. Sometimes you spell something wrong. Sometimes you forget this. Ooh, I forgot my semicolon. Sometimes you forget to put in your quotation marks. Sometimes you spell something wrong. All different reasons that you can have a bug. No problem with having a bug. You know, you're always going to do that. That's the way you learn, in fact. The person who's perfect, the first time they make a mistake, they're going to go crazy because they won't figure out what's the deal. So it's okay to make mistakes, especially in the beginning. So I'm going to add another line of code. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a system pause. I want to pause the program because that black box just flashed up there. I'm going to click at the end of the line, coot hello world end. And before that last curly bracket, right? Okay, just telling you. It's inside the main function. So I'm going to add type system pause. going to put in my system function. Because it's a function, oops, it takes opening and closing parentheses. If I'm going to write something inside the parentheses, it needs to have what? Quotation marks. So put a pair of quotation marks. You'll see it turned red. That's good. If it's not red, it's dead. So you put pause in here. Here we go. So I'm going to check my work. Debug. Start debugging. Yep, I'm going to do that again. It tells me there's a build error, so let's just check it out. What goes at the end of a command? Semicolon. After the word pause, Mrs. Hadley needs to have what? Semicolon, right? You got it. Always check out with your reference. Make sure you're doing it right. So now let's try it again. Go to debug, start debugging. Use. There you go. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. Print out hello world and press any key to continue. And you got it. So if you got this all done, just click your save button and you can come on out of this. Alright, so what are we looking at? Well, what do you send to Miss Hadley? Well, what Miss Hadley needs is your executable file. So go into debug here. And here's your hello world exe. See that? It's inside the debugger. So you're going to right click that. You're going to go 7-zip. You're going to add to hello world zip. That's going to add this program here. Since you can't send the exe files in through your computer into your Dropbox, you're going to have to do that. Okay, so that's what you sent to Miss Hadley. Hello world zip. Gotcha. All right, coming back out. So how is C++ code changed into machine code? A compiler changes C++ code into machine code, okay? Not any of the rest of the stuff. It's all wrong. Okay, bugs. The first computer bug was actually a moth. The program crashed because the moth got into the computer. So they called any mistake that's ever happened to a computer a bug. They blame it on the moth. So you can blame it on the moth too. Say, oh, that's just a bug. So, you know, here, like Miss Hadley, they forgot the semicolon after standard. So it didn't run. So what they had to do was they had to look for the bug in the program. It's okay to have bugs, all right? That's how you learn to fix things. If you make mistakes, you learn how to fix it. So that helps you when you have to go under the hood in somebody else's program and fix what's wrong for them. You know what mistakes you've made, so you know what to look for. That's right. So it's really a good thing if you make mistakes, because you can you learn how to fix what goes wrong. Although it will drive you nuts sometimes. So make sure you're checking your work, right? Like Miss Hadley checked her work against the screen, what you're supposed to do, right? Then we added a system pause. Remember the first time we did it, just the black box just flashed and went away? You have to pause the program to make it stay, so you can see what it said, right? You checked your work again after you debugged your program. Question 1. Which line of code would you need to add to your program if you wanted to use a command from the IOStream library? You're adding a library command. What do? Pound include is a library command. Which line of code would you add to your program to print text to the screen? Yeah, you got it. You guys are good. Remember, C out, count, output. That's it. Okay. Describe the following line of text. You got 2 slashes, print text to the screen. What is that? What does 2 slashes mean? And that's most everybody. You're right. Absolutely. The answer is print text to the screen is comment. And it's ignored like you ignore me, right? Well, you can ignore anything that has those little green things. And then mostly you do, unless you're going crazy trying to figure something out. That's why you put it in there, because you know you're going to try and figure out why something isn't working. So that's why you put the code, that stuff in there. Scenario. You want to add code that's going to print text to the screen. You want to add this code to the main function. Where would you put the code? Which is the container that contains the code that you want to add to the main function? Which is the container? Is it going to be the parentheses or the curly braces? Oh, you guys are cute. I like you. So C is the answer. That's correct. Last question. An error in your code is what? Is it a bug? Is it a library? Is it a command or a prompt? It's that old moth that got into the computer so many years ago, and they're still blaming the say, oh, it's the moth got in the computer. It's not because I made a mistake. Darn moth, right? Okay, so class is over. You can stay if you want. You got questions or issues? You want me to explain something? Or I'm going to have some extra help sessions. So if you guys want to come on a Friday like tomorrow, ask me. I'll give you an invite. It's mostly for, I have some students who have issues and need help. So I usually have that. But if you want to stop in too, that's fine. I can explain things to you if you like. It's usually only my real geeky guys that take this course, you know. That's why I run Computer Geek. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's a foundational course. It's kind of like getting under the hood of a car. You know, you learn where all the components of the computer are and how everything works under the hood. Well, if you're going to do this, if you're going to be into computer security, you need to know evidence that someone's trying to hack your system. This will help you. See, there's a logic to it. Computer programming is like you're learning a language. All right? You learn how to say something, you learn how to do something, then you're fine. And you have a good day. See you later. Bye.